She's sleepy today.
This episode marks the 10th and final video in our Yucatan series. It's been quite a journey watching the world change over the last 10 weeks. As many of you understand, we edit footage from our trips after we've taken them, and reliving these moments in Mexico for us has been a great way coping through quarantine in Wisconsin. But we hope even more so they're providing a bit of a virtual vacation and some inspiration for the time when we can all travel again. Swimming with whale sharks in Isle Mujeres, biking pristine beaches in Holbox, going through the open water PADI scuba course in Cozumel, and discovering local treehouse bars and swimming holes along the Riviera Maya in places like Playa del Carmen and Tulum.
Tulum.
Were only some of the highlights. So if you're new here, don't worry. There's 9 more videos in this series to catch up on, as well as other adventures around the world. Show us a like if you're enjoying it already, and make sure to stay until the end to check out what's coming up next on our channel. In our 4 years of travel, we've shared that life on the road isn't all staged photos and slow motion twirls.
We're Tim and Finn, and whether we're stuck in the mud, stuck in the rain, or stuck at the border, we're sharing the unfiltered reality of it all.
Subscribe to join the adventure on Tripped. Buenos dias. We are here today in Rio Lagartos, which is a very small fishing village on the north side of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Here's the directions. Today's mission: to go find Las Coloradas, which have been recently made famous on Instagram with these pink lakes in Mexico. I, interestingly enough, was here 14 years ago for my study abroad through university in Mexico, and I know that the pink lakes are like a salt mining factory, and they're pink due to the high bacteria content, due to the salinity of the water, something along those lines. So I'm pretty sure that it's private property, but maybe there's an area that you can go see that's a public space that you can still see the pink lakes. I was there on an international business thing, and we got to go visit the salt factory. Nevertheless, this whole area is so beautiful. There's tons of nature preserves around here and loads of wildlife. There's flamingos here, which are extra pink due to, I think, something about the shrimp that they eat are even that much more pink, and so it's extra pink flamingos here. We're wrapping up this big road trip for us over in Isle Mujeres and then Isle Holbox, which you can see in the previous 2 episodes, and today just a quick trip up to Las Coloradas. But the true mission and point of this video is to help others who want to visit this area get here, because it's pretty unclear and this place isn't super tracked out yet or anything. There's not that much information online, so we will go document our experience of trying to figure this out today. Alright, this is starting to look familiar. I remember driving along this because we're gonna get up here to the ocean and curve around, and I think that you can just maybe drive, maybe that's a public road, you can maybe drive along, but there's all these private property signs and fenced areas, so we're not gonna go in there. Okay, we're driving around clueless, but then somebody stopped us.
Him on a motorcycle?
Yeah, following him on his bike. Alright, he's grabbing his motorcycle. That was helpful. He's saying, or helpful speaking Spanish, I guess. 100 pesos a person. Guides are required, and we're gonna see some flamingos and some pink water. So we just drove into a little parking area and we are heading in behind the gates, and we're just gonna go take a little circle around the pink lakes. He said the better pictures are on the other side. This is a nice little business. So most of the area is private property. This, as long as you're with the guide, you can come and walk around the lake here and get that photo that you've seen everybody has with the one color lake on the other side and the pink color lake on the other. You definitely want to be here when the sun is high in the sky, because that greatly impacts the pink color of the little lagoon, because we're trying to time all of our photos and everything as the clouds pass over. We're here right at probably like 10 in the morning, so it's not to say like you have to be here at 1 p.m. or something. It's quite bright as it is. But I don't think sunrise or sunset would actually give you any benefits here as it typically does in places you have to go photograph. And this is not a video effect. You can see the other color here and the pink here. That's just what it looks like in real life. He told us there are only 3 places in the world that have pink lagoons like this. Here, I think he said Senegal in Africa, and a place in Australia. It's very, very special. I was so fascinated by the salt mountains the first time I was here. I was more interested in taking photos of that. Just like big, huge white mountains. I have print out photos in a photo album from my study abroad trip, and of that, you know, with like like a disposable camera.
¿A qué hora abren aquí?
Aquí abrimos desde las 7 de la mañana.
Oh, a las 7.
Cierran a las 6:30 de la tarde, más tarde a las 7 de la noche.
Okay.
He says they're here from about 7 in the morning to about 6:30, 7 at night, but the best time to come is in the middle of the day. And we are also right along the ocean, so if you wanted to, you know, plan your first stop here and then head out, he said that there's a beach with palapas and stuff you can hang out at. But what we would recommend, which unfortunately we're not going to take you on here today, is there's loads of boat tours that go through the mangroves. There are areas that you can go visit where you rub the salty mud on your body and wipe it off, that kind of stuff.
You can also go drink Sol in a hammock in Rio Lagartos and read a book, which is something to recommend.
Right. Whew. And there are 3 Mexican brands of salt that are all produced here. I love that. Like, I asked him, like, oh, they all sell it at different prices and stuff, and he's like, yeah, you know, based on the brand. But it's all the same salt that's being made here. And so the color is pink because of the bacteria that live in the salt water, and the shrimp like to eat that. That's why they're here, and the flamingos like to eat the pink shrimp, and that's why they are here. But the flamingos and the shrimpies aren't in the super pink areas because the salinity of the water is so high, and so all of the bacteria and everything, that all dies down. We didn't hear much from you today, Tim. What does the dude take of this Instagrammable location?
I just recently saw an article online that was about, I think it was in Eastern Europe, about how people for Instagram photos were going to this lake because the lake was super turquoisey. But it turns out it's not a lake. It's a man-made device for holding runoff from this chemical plant. And it's a big deal because people are going in there. So it's kind of weird that it's just tourism based on some like industrial, you know, runoff.
Look at all this salt right here.
We've been to Salt Lake City. We saw salt out there, Salt Flats. You'd think it's boring, but no, people love it.
People love salt.
Sodium chloride, right, guys? Just gets your blood pumping.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny because, like, inevitably this place is just going to keep getting more popular and more popular, and that's what the guide was saying. I was like, you know, like, more and more people are coming here, and he's like, yeah. Like, now the fact that they've got local guides set up, you have to pay. I mean, that's good. It's creating local jobs here. It's also not a bunch of random Instagrammers traipsing around this private property company area and contaminating the salt or whatever. You're not supposed to fly the drone here because somebody crashed their drone into one of the salt things that contaminated the whole area. And this is like a business, so that's a huge deal. And then we asked about mascotas. No se permiten las mascotas. Es muy triste. Entonces, Pepper está todavía en la casa Rio Lagartos. I don't know where that came from. So we'll have to go get Pepper and then back home for us. So is a 3-hour trip up from Tulum or Cancun Playa area worth it for 20 minutes walking around Pink Lakes? You know, not if you're not like an Instagrammer, YouTuber doing it for content or something. But is coming up to this area worth it? Definitely. Like, this is off the beaten path. You get to see a little bit more of this Yucatan area of Mexico.
Say auténtica.
Auténtica. Es un poco más auténtica. This is a great thing to do in conjunction with going over to Holbox Island, which was awesome. You can check it out in our Holbox video. And you will also be passing through Valladolid, which is, you'll see it on the map there, right? You basically have to go through it to get up here. And there are some epic cenotes to visit there that also we don't have time to do on this trip. So that means that we're just going to have to come back. So please enjoy the rest of our Yucatan content on our channel and enjoy your trip up here to Las Coloradas. Welcome to this new mini-series. We are on the road to the RV Entrepreneur Summit.
We took a little time off to do some snowboarding in Colorado this winter, but now we are back. It is March 2020 and we're here in Taos.
And Taos is the perfect place to explore different unique homes, and this one is called an Earth Ship.